Have you ever found yourself juggling multiple things at once? Checking emails while chatting with a friend, answering a phone call while trying to cook dinner, or working on a project while watching TV? It feels like we're doing so much, doesn't it? Like we're being productive, ticking off tasks left and right. But here's the truth. Multitasking might actually be doing more harm than good when it comes to our productivity. If you're someone who's always trying to get everything done in the shortest amount of time possible, I get it. Life is busy, and it feels like we have so many things demanding our attention. But here's something you might not have realized. Multitasking is often sabotaging your ability to focus, and it's leaving you feeling exhausted rather than accomplished. Today, I want to share why that happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it to get back on track and be the most productive version of yourself. If you truly believe that God gives us the strength to care for the body He blessed us with, and you believe in the power of helping others, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a big thumbs up. When you do, you're not just supporting this channel, you're spreading hope and health to countless others who might be feeling weak, lonely, or unsure where to start. Your simple click could be the reason someone else finds the strength to take control of their health today. Now, isn't that a beautiful way to make a difference? Every single habit I'm sharing today is like a stepping stone, and the real magic only happens when you stay for the whole journey. So settle in, stay with me right to the end, and let's walk this path to a stronger, longer life together. Let's start with the first habit, the myth of multitasking. Now, I know this might sound strange, but hear me out. For years, we've been told that multitasking is a skill, a sign of efficiency and productivity. But research tells us something different. Studies have shown that when we try to do 2 or more tasks at the same time, our brains don't actually multitask. Instead, they're constantly switching between tasks. It's like a game of mental ping pong, and it takes longer than you think to get back into the flow of each task. It doesn't just drain your energy, it makes you less efficient overall. So, in reality, multitasking slows you down rather than speeding things up. Let me give you an example. Picture yourself trying to write an email while on a Zoom call with a colleague. Every time you switch from one to the other, it takes a few seconds or sometimes minutes just to reorient your brain. Those seconds add up over time, and instead of feeling like you've been productive, you feel scattered. Not to mention, you end up feeling mentally drained at the end of the day, even though you might not have completed any one thing as thoroughly as you'd hoped. Now, let's talk about something else that gets affected by multitasking. Your quality of work. When you spread your attention across multiple tasks, you're dividing your mental energy. That means each individual task gets less focus, and it's harder to do them well. Think about it. Have you ever been halfway through a task and realized you missed something important because you were too busy thinking about the next thing? Multitasking often results in errors or sloppy work, and over time, this can chip away at your confidence and sense of accomplishment. Now, let's dive into the second point. The constant switching of tasks is draining your mental energy. Think about how you feel after a day of constantly shifting from one thing to another. It's exhausting, isn't it? Your brain is working overtime to adjust to new tasks, and by the end of the day, you feel mentally fried. This constant mental strain can lead to burnout, making it harder to focus when you really need to. The more we multitask, the more our cognitive resources are stretched thin, and it can leave us feeling overwhelmed. So instead of multitasking, try this. Focus on one task at a time. When you give something your full attention, you'll not only do a better job, but you'll feel more accomplished. You're taking control of your time and energy, and when you feel more in control, you feel less stressed. So the next time you find yourself starting to juggle tasks, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is the one thing I need to focus on right now? Let that be your priority and give it your best shot. Now that we've talked about the myth of multitasking and how it drains your mental energy, let's focus on something that's often overlooked in the quest for productivity: intentional breaks. It might sound counterintuitive, but taking breaks is one of the most important things you can do to improve your productivity. When we're working on a task and feel the urge to keep pushing through, we often ignore the signs our bodies and minds are giving us that we need a rest. And that's when burnout starts to creep in. Taking intentional breaks isn't about slacking off. It's about giving yourself permission to recharge so you can work more effectively. Think of it like this. When you try to push through without a break, you're running on fumes. But when you pause, even for just 5 minutes, you're refueling your mental energy. This allows you to come back to the task at hand with a fresh perspective and renewed focus. So, how can you incorporate breaks into your day without feeling guilty about it? It's simple, really. Start by setting a timer. For every 25 to 30 minutes of focused work, take a 5-minute break. You can stretch, grab a glass of water, or take a short walk around the house. The key is to give your brain a moment to reset before diving back into your next task. Over time, these breaks will help you stay more focused and less mentally fatigued, allowing you to accomplish more in less time. But here's something else about breaks that's crucial for seniors. They can help you stay physically active. As we age, sitting for long periods can lead to stiffness, aches, and even long-term health issues. By making a habit of standing up and moving during your breaks, you're not only giving your brain a chance to reset, but also supporting your body. Whether it's a quick stretch or a short walk around the block, moving regularly can help reduce the risk of joint pain, improve circulation, and keep you feeling more energetic throughout the day. Now that we've covered the importance of breaks, let's shift gears and talk about something that's a game changer for productivity. The power of single tasking. I know I've been hammering on the idea that multitasking isn't effective, but I really want to drive this point home. Single tasking is the opposite of juggling multiple things at once, and it's about giving your undivided attention to one task until it's done. When you single task, you give your brain the space to focus deeply, and the results speak for themselves. Take, for example, writing an email. If you're only focused on that email, without checking social media or responding to a text message, you'll likely find that you finish it faster and with better quality. But when you keep switching your focus between the email, the text, and your social feed, you'll make more mistakes, and the process takes much longer. Single tasking allows you to tap into a state of deep focus known as flow, where you're completely immersed in the task at hand. And let me tell you, when you hit that flow state, work feels less like a chore and more like a rewarding experience. Here's another example. When you're spending time with family or friends, try to be present in the moment instead of thinking about the tasks you need to do later. By single tasking in those moments, you'll be able to build stronger connections, enjoy life more fully, and avoid the guilt of thinking about work while you're supposed to be relaxing. Now, I know single tasking can feel difficult, especially if you're used to multitasking. But it's like any habit, you have to practice it. Start by setting small, achievable goals. Maybe you single task during one specific task each day, like reading or responding to emails. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and soon you'll see how much more effective and fulfilling it is. Let's get into one more habit that can absolutely transform your productivity: prioritizing your tasks. Here's the thing. Many of us start our day by trying to tackle everything at once. We look at a long to-do list and feel overwhelmed before we've even had our first sip of coffee. But the truth is, not all tasks are created equal. Some things are urgent, some are important, and some are just noise. And if we don't take a moment to step back and sort out what really matters, we end up spending our time on the wrong things. That's where prioritization comes in. When you start your day by identifying the top 1 or 2 tasks that will make the biggest impact, you're taking control of your time instead of letting it control you. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my goals? Focus on that first. Once you get it done, you'll feel a sense of progress, and that energy will carry you through the rest of your day. One way to do this is with something called the top 3 method. Every morning, take just 5 minutes to jot down the 3 most important things you need to get done. Then, focus on finishing those before anything else. You'll be amazed at how much lighter and more focused your day feels when you have clear priorities. And when those little distractions pop up, as they always do, you'll be less likely to let them pull you off track because you know what really matters. Another powerful mindset shift? Let go of the pressure to do it all. You don't have to be everything to everyone, and your worth is not measured by how many boxes you check. Give yourself permission to focus on fewer things and do them well. That's not just more productive, it's more peaceful. Now, as we wrap up, let's take a moment to remember why this matters. Multitasking might make us feel busy, but being busy isn't the same as being productive. When we slow down, focus on one thing at a time, take care of our bodies and minds with regular breaks, and choose what really matters each day, we become more effective, more in control, less stressed. And let's be honest, don't we all want to end our days feeling fulfilled instead of frazzled? I want to leave you with this thought. You don't need to overhaul your whole life to see a difference. Just start small. Choose one habit from today's video and try it out. Maybe you'll begin by taking real breaks throughout the day. Or maybe tomorrow morning, you'll pick your top 3 tasks and stick to them. Every small step you take is a signal to yourself that you're worth the effort. And you are. If this video gave you something to think about, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you're going to try this week to improve your focus or reduce overwhelm? Share your thoughts. You never know who might be inspired by your story. And hey, if you haven't already, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here, one where your health, your growth, and your peace of mind truly matter. Your support helps us reach more people who might be struggling with stress, burnout, or simply not knowing where to start. Remember, productivity isn't about cramming more into your day. It's about making room for what matters most. Whether that's your health, your relationships, or just having the energy to enjoy your life, you have the power to create that change. One step, one task, one day at a time. Here's to living your best life at any age. Stay strong, stay focused, and most of all, stay kind to yourself. You've got this.